Hey, welcome back. Mission accepted. You guys are in for a treat today. You get double. It's double. It's double trouble, right? Usually you listen to me interview someone who's doing some incredible things, taking on the mission and why they stay on that mission. Look, you guys love these, and you know because you're on here for a reason. There is nothing more exciting than watching generational entrepreneurship, especially for the parents that get to watch because they know what's coming up the pipeline. So I'm really, really thrilled today. Not only you guys know Ocean. Ocean is the co-founder here, and we interview Gen Z all the way to Double Boomer. And we have Connor and Will. And these guys are rocking it. We're going to tell you about that. And then we have my friend Linda here, who's also a creative. Interesting that we're all not only entrepreneurs, but we're in that creative industry. And Linda is an incredible photographer. And so, look, we're going to kind of dig into, what it's like to be an entrepreneur at every stage of the game. How much fun is it or not to be the parent of someone who's starting a business? Or maybe it's not as much fun when your parents not only tell you what to do in life, but tell you what to do in business and what that whole thing's like and what everybody's up to. So I'm super excited to have the show today. You guys rock. You guys just rock as listeners. And you know what? You guys know that I always lean in on giving you a nice little compliment, but I've always told you to share, you guys share. Thank you for our whole UK crowd. You guys are just rocking it out of it with the numbers and sharing the show. So we're talking about rock a little bit. You guys are kind of, I'm gonna say you're a groovy crowd today. You're a little groovy crowd today. You've landed on a nice creative place. So with that, I would like you to introduce who's with us. So you guys, of course, know Ocean, and you now know Linda and Connor and Will. And Linda, let me kind of go to you first to kick this off. We are the parents of some creative people doing some cool things. Tell us a little bit how you decided, though, to become an entrepreneur. What spurred you on?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been doing photography for about 20 years, but before that, I was a makeup artist. So I kind of fell into it. I was dating a hairdresser who was also a photographer, and he kind of inspired me to, get involved with fashion shows and hair shows and this, that, and the other. And we did photo shoots together. And then so then I just I left. I also worked in advertising too at the same time, so it was like I've been in the creative sort of field or arena for quite a while. But and then when I sort of got the bug for makeup, I mean, that really kind of just spurred on this creative journey. And so I was doing professional makeup and hair for commercials and fashion shoots and editorials and you name it. And then one day I got an opportunity to do, I'd sort of started photography a little bit. Like I got my dad's old camera and I just started taking pictures of friends and actors and stuff like that. And then I got an opportunity to work with a professional model. I just said, I met her on a shoot I was doing makeup for. And I said, oh, could I take your picture? And she, said yes. And her agent loved the photos. And that was kind of what really, set me on the trajectory as a photographer. And I've been doing all sorts of photography since, but mostly branding and publicity and fashion. Well, I would say editorial style and beauty and just, I love portraiture, so that's kind of where I'm at.
So for you, it kind of rolled from one into another. I always find it really interesting because some people make a clear decision, like, this is what I'm going to do. I know when Ocean made that decision, he sat me down on the couch and said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And it's kind of a joke around the office, but I'm like, you never want to eat off your dining room table? Like, is that what you want? But some people like you, it just kind of rolls into a door opens, you have someone, you take their picture, can I take your picture? Then it opens up a whole new party for you. So Connor, I'm going to ask you a little bit. Maybe you and Will can tell us what it is that you guys do. And sometimes people don't consider people in the art world entrepreneurs, but when you're self-funding and you got to make it happen, I don't think there's any better definition. So tell us what you guys got going on.
Will and I are in multiple groups with one another. We just enjoy making music together and playing music. Like, it's our main passion, and I don't know, it just never gets old for either of us. And I guess like, just over a year ago now. we
Yeah,
started.
a year ago, Connor and I have been close, and it's really changed me as a musician, being close with Connor and also being close with our bass player Kieran. Because like aside from the band, we're all super close as friends. Like we spent every second together and every second in this house too at Connor's.
Yeah.
So it definitely changes your dynamic as a band being friends.
Yeah.
Not
just playing with
one another. Yeah, it's cool because Connor and I have both been playing music for, I don't know, you've been playing drums for 7 years.
Yeah,
7 or 8 years. I've been playing guitar for 10 years. So we both kind of have that drive, and Kieran's a bit newer to the
it's just as good though.
Oh, he's just as good as us. But
and the main thing is we've all got the drive, and we've all got the passion there.
Exactly.
We never see ourselves like slowing down or not making stuff.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So you're talking about 7 years and 10 years, and so keep in mind there is an audience that's not watching us; they're listening. So maybe share with us how old you are.
So I'm 15 and
I'm 16.
16.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. So it just kind of gives people perspective when they're listening, right? And because you got this nice deep voice, you sound like you're well in your 20s. And so you've got this drive, and tell us. So you guys play music together. What's the name of your band, and what kind of music do you guys play?
Silvertone's the name of our band. Say we are, a lot of our influences derive from like, so everything
late
behind
60s,
us in late 60s, Zeppelin,
hard rock, and some influences from the 90s grunge scene as well. I've kind of come up with the term hard blues grunge.
Hard blues grunge. Okay.
Hard blues grunge. Yeah.
Hard blues grunge.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna just take it over to Ocean right now, and then Ocean, maybe tell us a little bit about you. I know the audience has seen you on and off, but not everybody. So maybe just share with us, and you might as well tell your age too, because and Linda, we will keep that to ourselves. We're gonna keep our age to ourselves, but maybe share. What the heck. There's got to be some secret to the show. So unless you want to tell people. Ocean, please share where you're at, how old you are, and what you're doing.
Well, my name is Ocean. I'm 19 years old. I'm a clothing designer, fashion designer, and artist. And at the moment, I'm starting my own clothing line. We've done a couple pre-launches. It's doing very well so far, I would say. Thanks to Mom and everyone who helped support and got something. It's all about just a sticker, no matter what, like just supporting the brand. I appreciate it a lot. And it's cool to see where it started to now. Like I think I was actually like 15 when I really wanted to start this brand. So it's taken years, and it's taken time and finding the right everything. So it's cool to see where it's at right now, and having a couple live launches soon. So it's making moves.
That's cool. That's so cool. It's so interesting, right? I mean, Linda, let's talk a little bit about it. So these guys 15, 16, Ocean 19. So 15, 16, let's take it back. 15, 16. I was listening to Rush. I was talking about that earlier. I was listening to Rush 2112. I was in love with music, but did not have that conversation going on in my head about what I wanted to do the rest of my life. By the time I was 19, I was definitely helping booking bands, working in the scene, but never saw myself as a solopreneur. What were you doing at 15, 16, and 19?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. We know what these guys are doing.
Oh my God. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about
kissing behind the bar. I don't know. What were you doing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like a long time ago. But yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about what I wanted to do when I grew up. But yeah, I mean, at 19, gosh, I think I was working. I mean, again, it wasn't really thinking about sort of, where I was going to end up or whatever. Like I think I was working like administrative jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it happened for me, like I said, in my early 20s, when I started hanging around, hairdressers and other artists and other photographers, and just sort of like, it was a real sort of door opening to that whole community. You know, my big, you know, the big job in advertising, that opened me up too. I mean, I was doing production work, I was producing, I guess, behind the scenes with the account coordinators, of the account managers and stuff like that. So that was kind of the start of, you know, opening myself up to the whole world of advertising and media and photography and, you know, TV commercials and, you know, the whole thing. So, yeah.
It's interesting though, right? I mean, when I was like, so what were you doing? What was I doing? And how much different it is now. It is not as unusual. And I think particularly where creativity or entrepreneurship or handing down that generational piece of information is allowing, right? There used to be this go to school, pick what you want to do, go to college, stay at that job as long as you can. That there is a future in that. And there was not a lot of, hey, go out there and just, you know, live by your passion, do what you need to do what you can do. I mean, it's really fun in not that many years, right? In one generation. So
yeah.
Connor, I'm going to ask you, and Will, your mom or dad isn't here, so you're just going to have to fly with us on this one. But Connor, being the son of, you know, obviously a house that's got some entrepreneurship going in there. What is it that did that make a difference for you? Like, did it make you feel like, you know, you could or couldn't any more or less?
I think just seeing them do what they want to do, and just for them to be able to pursue their passions like that, I feel like that, you know, kind of gave me the confirmation that I could do the same, or sort of like they understood that what I wanted to do was similar to what they were doing in, you know, whatever, their early 20s, or when my mom decided she wanted to become a photographer or hairdresser. It just gave me the confirmation that I wasn't like, I don't know, just like alone in my thoughts, and I didn't have to worry about being you know, having like a talk with my parents, or you can't do this is too outlandish, or, you know, you can't make music and stuff like that. I feel like it just gave me a platform to just, you know, sort of be myself in that sense.
That's cool. And Will, how about you? I don't know, your parents aren't here to say whether you're saying was right or wrong, so you go for it. Go ahead, Doc.
Well, with
They're
me,
amazing parents.
I grew up in a very like music oriented household. My parents aren't musicians, but my grandpa on my mom's side, he was a gigging musician he's still going actually, gigging about 50 years now, all up and down Vancouver Island, and playing shows. At one point it was 6 nights a week from 7 to 2 in the morning, and it was every single night. And so that gave me the drive, seeing that he could do that. And if he could do that, then I could do that. And I was never told, no, you can't do this. Do what you want to do what drives you, and do what your passion is, right? Like, when I picked up a guitar, like my first guitar was gifted by him.
Yep.
And I always associated music with him and guitar and playing. And so he taught me basic guitar stuff, and then I taught myself, but it all was driving with the intention of, okay, let's do this. Let's play. Let's get really good, because he did it, so I can do it.
And Ocean, what about you?
I mean, yeah, you were there, but
What about your mom asking you today? And Ocean, how cool is your mom? Just by chance.
yeah, like the same question, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was always like there, obviously. There's nothing I couldn't think I couldn't do, because you would do a whole bunch of businesses, and then he's a graphics designer, so he had freelance, he did whatever he wanted, whatever he designed with. So it was obviously always there, and I've always seen it, and I just never thought any difference of it. I thought that was just like a normal kind of deal. I didn't really see it too often. That was like, you can't do this if you don't, like, if you have to do this line, you have to become like, you know, like a nurse or something, like very basic. But yeah, I always thought it was just normal. It was always just in our household. So it was just natural for me.
So it's interesting. I mean, you can see, the fact that we're all in the creative, but you can definitely see how in a family of lawyers, lots of kids become lawyers, and families of, because there's just this understanding, and there's this osmosis. And, I laugh when I said, like, you never want to have a dining room table, because we've got a lot of papers on our dining room table, and it's no big deal to eat around a coffee table, right? But for other families, they'd be like, what are you doing? So,
Yeah.
so Connor, tell us a little more, like, when you're playing music, like, how did you guys come up with the name of the band, and what's your oh, we got some smiles there. Okay, this is the story. Let's go.
Do you want to?
I think it has to do with this shirt.
Yeah.
Because Connor and I and Linda and Linda's husband Michael, we went to Vancouver to see The Cure in early June, and they brought me along for it, and I got a ticket, and the show was incredible. It was a great concert.
I was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Very
got recording when they were
inspiring.
rehearsing. I got recording.
Oh, awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we saw that, and on the way home, we were just kind of coming back, and we had picked up Connor's dog from like a dog daycare, and we were thinking about names for the band, and Linda goes, "What about Silvertone?" And I'm like, "That's really cool. That's actually really cool. Let's do that." And we ran it by our bass player, and he's like, "Oh, that's sick. Let's name the band Silvertone." And so it's stuck ever since, and
Yeah.
we want to thank Linda for that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
credit goes to mom.
All right, good job, Connor. Ocean, Natsukashi Inc. What's up?
Well, when I discovered the name, I thought it sounded like pretty unique. Obviously, like when people ask, they ask like, what does it mean? How'd you find it? Where'd you come from? But I saw it somewhere online, and then I was like, that sounds pretty cool. So I searched up the meaning, and it was like this Japanese word, and it meant like good memories, nostalgia. And I thought, well, that fits what my goal is. Like, I want people to feel good in it. I wanted to like always wear that shirt. It just suited perfectly with it. So I was like, all right, that's it. And we had other names options. You remember it, like the names all over the wall and trying to decide which to choose. But I know you and I both at the end chose the Natsukashi one. So that's where that came from. I just like the meaning. That's why I chose. I thought the meaning fit perfectly.
Cool.
Mhm.
So look, you guys, you're kind of at the early stages of your business. Maybe Connor and Will, share with us, like, what is your goal, and being at the stage where you are, right? And you're still teenagers and you're wanting to make your way. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the obstacles? What are the things you got to overcome? Like maybe big buckets of cash. I mean, what is it, right? Where is it that you want to go? And what are some things that can be an obstacle of someone? I mean, it sounds really sexy, right? You got, people are listening in and it's like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur too, but maybe you can just tell us a little bit of the truth behind the scenes. Linda, we know some of that, and we'll answer to that too, but what is some of the stuff, or do you have any obstacles at this point?
I think at this point we're just riding the wave. We're just like we just want to have fun. We just want to make things. That's always the end goal, is just to, because we love what we do. We love.
There's never been an obstacle other than like money.
Yeah.
For like new stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's always like,
That's
we have what we need.
exactly.
And,
Yeah.
But I think what really like the part of like entrepreneurial stuff, like in this kind of stage of our, I guess, business, is just getting our stuff out there and kind of getting all this material out into the
Marketing.
the ether, because like we have so much stuff, we have ideas every day, and we just need a way to just like get I guess that's an obstacle. It's just getting our stuff out there.
because the three of us were all amazing songwriters. Like we all meshed so well writing songs. It's also the recording bit, which is tough because we don't have like a good place to record.
Yeah. One-on-one, not so much.
Yeah, and then just getting it out there. It's also like the professionalism of like professional recordings that's definitely missing for now. Also school gets in the way of being in high school still. Like
that's fair.
Yeah, this is grade 11 for me and grade 10 for Connor. So.
Yeah, we're in a lot of music centric.
We're in all the music stuff at school, so it's fine. We get our fix there too. But
so more practice, more doing what we love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important to highlight, so like some of the obstacles, and I'm sure when I ask Ocean, it's like for you, it's time, right? You're in school, getting that exposure, looking for those breaks. I mean, you know, you and your mom, or me and your mom, have been in business for a long time. It's always cool when you get that call and you know that that break's coming, right? That contract's getting signed. There's always that way up. One of the reasons doing podcasts, and I always love to ask people what the obstacles are, because when you put it out there, someone's going to listen to this and they're going to go, hey, da 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 da. Like,
Yeah.
just so happened,
Yeah.
just so happened I talked to someone today, just so happened that I was talking to a guy from Brian Adams' band last weekend, and blah blah, and he called me today and said, hey, maybe we should do some stuff together. Like, those kind of things happen.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they hear what the problem is, so many people are like, oh, I can solve that,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
now that we've gone down that road, Ocean, any obstacles, any things you've had to overcome to get to even where you are right now? Because you started 4 years ago, right?
Well, there's been a lot. I mean, yeah, money is also like one of the big ones, but it's just finding like the right supplier, the right company to do keychains, stickers. It's honestly just finding people who had that skill and are willing to like kind of budget with us. That's probably the hardest part I find, is the whole actually getting it printed, sent out. I think that's probably the hardest bit that we've had to overcome. And obviously, like, social, like, I'm not very good on like this posting and stuff, but I feel like definitely everything we've done has had some difficulties, especially about even like ordering certain things at a time, because this takes this time, this costs this much. It's been a road, but it's worth it at the end for sure. Like,
Yeah.
once we have all the stuff in and we found all the people, the right people, it just clicked, and it felt, I was like so excited to see that we actually like, we're making moves, like people actually getting their items, people actually like getting it, and
Enjoying it.
it was really cool to see. It was all worth it at the end for sure. There's a lot of struggle, but it's all worth it at the end.
Yeah.
Totally. And if I can say, I just want to comment on what the boys were talking about, because I got to toot their horn for them a little bit more. Because I mean, like, they've both been playing since they were really young, but they're so, I mean, I think when my husband and I, when we realized that this is a true passion, this is what he wants to do. You know, he wants to be a rock star. He wants to be in it. Like, both of them want to be. They're musicians, and that's what they want to do for the rest of their life. And when that clicks into a parent's brain, it's like and any parent, and Will's parents are amazing. I mean, and Kieran's parents too. You know, we do everything in our power to support that. And you, as well as Ocean's mother, I can see you doing the same thing for him. Once you understand that this is what they want to do, nothing else really matters. So I mean, we built a studio in our garage. It's not the best studio, but it's
It works.
It's great.
we've ruffled a few
Yeah,
feathers in our neighborhood or whatever. But you know what? That, you know, my husband built it himself. You know, I mean, it's just, that's what you do when you love your children. You want to support them, and you want to see them really be successful. And so yeah, all these little things are obstacles, but you know, it doesn't stop them. And these guys are nerds. I mean, they live, breathe, and sleep music, you know, and that's what's really inspiring for us. I mean, you and I are both music fanatics too, right? So but that's what Connor grew up with, and I know that Will did too. And you know, maybe not the same music genres or whatever, but they've come together in the music that they have a shared love and passion for. And it's so fun watching them create. I haven't even heard their new songs yet. I mean, I can kind of hear them practicing, but it'll be fun to see them actually. They have a few gigs coming up. So and then plus they're in other bands too. They have a jazz quartet, they're in a soul band, they're in a high school band together. They were busking all summer, doing like more funk kind of music. And yeah, so they're just living, breathing music right now. So it's really inspiring.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to put out there that there's obstacles, because when you say that there's obstacles, and you know that some's coming down the pipeline, because the truth is, you know, being an entrepreneur, you have to do two things. You have to have vision and drive, but you also have to have a way to revenue generate, because your vision gets pretty daunting when it gets to rent day. And so I know even watching, and Linda, I mean, it's hard, right? As a parent, you're like, we'll bleed out for you guys. Like, how many kidneys do you need, but but it's tough when you're watching. I mean, it took Ocean 2 years to find the supplier that he wanted for his clothing, because he's a designer and he's that picky. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, can we just pick one? But it was important to him. And just like when you guys do like your album cover and who you choose for production and who you choose to associate with and who you're going to back up. We're going to talk about how you're fun for a band and what you say yes to and what you do say no to. It is so, people listen, they're like, oh, it's so cool if you guys have a band, that's awesome. Like, it happened like that, in 10 years from now, people are like, oh my God, so cool. Or people say to Ocean, oh yeah, it's so easy because, you've got parents. No, I can't go through the pain for him. So there is things that you have to overcome, and you have to have that entrepreneurial drive. This is what I really, truly want, or that stuff gets pretty heavy. It gets really heavy. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot for teenagers to take on too.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
Yeah,
A
it
new
gets a
thing.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, let's get to the fun part. Okay. So in your wildest dream, guys, so what would you talk about that you want to have a band together and hit it and go all the way to the top? And you've got this great gig that's coming up. So tell us about this gig that you guys got going on.
Well, I mean, this gig, like you said, it's really exciting. It's a huge opportunity for us, like from where we are now to playing this type of show, like 800 people, kind of like if Vancouver wise, Orpheum type venue and multiple bands. It's just really exciling.
Yeah,
and
it's great, a great way to just get our stuff out there, just to the local crowd, spread word.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a new
When and where, Connor, and who are you backing up?
Look at that.
So
I don't even have to
November-
interview. When you've got a parent on, by the way, you don't even have to interview.
Get to the point. They want to know the details.
It's on November 18th at, what are they called?
Alex Goulden Hall.
The Alex Goulden Hall. It's in
Victoria.
It's like downtown.
Yeah, it's like downtown Victoria. There's a couple bands on the bill. There's the main band we're opening for. They're another like newer band. Big shout out to them because they're awesome.
They got us this gig.
Yeah, and their name's Ecstasy and the Agnies, and then there's a couple other groups with members from Ecstasy and the Agnies that's also playing.
Different projects from different people, and then we're kind of the only band that's like not related. To them, we're kind of the outliers here. We met their the drummer
story.
For the head.
It's a cute story.
The drummer for the headliner, but we were out busking. So we busked all summer, and I play sax as well. I play tenor and baritone sax. So it also adds like
that to the mix.
Yeah, that's to the mix. It's an element of our performing. We were out busking, and there's this guitar player down by Victoria's Inner Harbor. And usually when you're busking, you're not allowed to have any amplification. And we had seen this guy, and he's like got us like full guitar pedal board and amp. We're like, oh, what's up with this dude? Like, he's kind of loud.
Yeah.
So we went down to him and just said like, hey, like, how long do you have left in your set? Like, we'd like to play here. Because you're only allowed an hour and a half per spot. Yeah. He said, oh, like, I've been here like 45 minutes, and he was kind of lying a bit, and he was
and we gave him the time he wanted, and then we came back and we're like, hey dude, can we please play
here? And he's like, oh, sorry for being kind of rude at the start, but do you want to jam? Like, do you want to play together? And so we played with him for, I don't know, 40
till 10.
Yeah, till 10 o'clock, 8:30 to 10 with him. We just gave him $30 out of our money that we had made, and we split it. And then he's like, my name's Chris, and he gave us his Instagram, and then he reached out to the Silvertone Instagram account probably, I don't know, a week later, and he's like, hey, I have this other band where I drum called Ecstasy and the Agonies, and we want you to open for us. So
that's a cool
there's
story.
that connection right there, and then we were going to play at a smaller venue, and then the venue changed, and as a result of this, now we're playing at an 800-seat hall.
Yeah, and the promotion of it is
relying. The promotion is literally the background
riding on someone's because it's one of the promoter's school project, and I believe she's in
No, she's at Victoria Conservatory Music.
Yeah, so
her end of semester projects is to organize a live show.
So they're playing as Silvertone. The Silvertone band is playing the rock band. Yeah.
But just to show you that, busking, right? You're
Yeah.
there, you're doing you're doing your due. You're out there, you're in your passion. You
Yep.
never know. It's
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You never know when that 4-leaf clover is gonna be like grown out of the sidewalk in a place that has no water. You have no idea, and all of a sudden you're like, what? I mean, Ocean, how
Yeah.
about for you? What do you got going on and what do you got coming up? And you know, what's where are you at with your business?
At the moment, the next thing we have is the live event, which is November 11th on Remembrance Day. That's the next biggest thing we have. I believe we have one more pre-order like video call, like a Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
But the live event is definitely the biggest thing. It's at what's the name? It just popped in my head.
Dayton
Dayton
Boots
Boots.
Factory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on like the P&E side of East Hastings. It's like a pretty cool. It's like going to be like the whole store is going to have some exclusive items. I don't know if I could say. Give them all. Some
Yay.
exclusive stuff. Like 101s, music, wine, a whole bunch of things. So that's the next biggest thing for us, which is be so cool. I don't know how much people signed up yet, but I'm hoping there's a decent amount. Like I'm a little bit nervous about talking on the stage, so hopefully I don't choke up or anything. But no, it should be. That's like the next biggest thing we have.
Yeah. So it's a big launch and it's kind of interesting, you know, where you can get supported, right? So Dayton Boots caught a wind of his stuff and they're like, hey, we'll take our clothes out, put his in. And so it's his first red carpet event. You guys are going to have to come over. It'll be open to the public. We're open to having some music there. So maybe you want to come get some, there are lots of media.
For sure. Yep.
And I
Yeah,
think
that'd
it's
be
time
great.
that we can start to tell people Ocean that Ocean's designed a beautiful wine label and he's going to be having a wine club that opens all across the US.
Oh, very
And
cool.
so we're going to sneak some across the border. And this is cool. You'll love it. Okay. I'm literally going to tell you here what we're going to do as a surprise. This is how much we love music. You guys got to be. And you know what? You can steal the idea after we do it on November 11th. But Ocean's going to have some exclusive artwork that he'll be signing. And for everyone that comes live, we're actually going to be record shopping. So we're record shopping people. So we're going to be buying albums and we're going to be putting his artwork in an album. And everyone who's an investor gets a certain album and everyone who shows up and comes is going to get an album from like whenever, however. You should see some of the stuff that I'm buying and finding in record stores. And his artwork's going to be on the inside.
Cool.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
awesome. That's a good idea.
But yeah, you can steal it after November 11th.
We'll just have to.
Out of a record.
There you go. There'll be all sorts of records. Hey, okay, your mom. So look at record shopping is like one of my #1 things to do. We're going to be doing that this weekend because we're going to have to get like 100 albums. But Linda, I found a Partridge Family album.
Oh, wow.
I know you guys, Partridge Family is that. Okay, look, we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. And I think if you guys can just tell us, like, let's put it out there because you never know who's listening. We've got a lot of listeners. In your wildest dreams, Connor and Will, what would you like to happen right now that we can put out there and someone's gonna listen and help make come true?
I mean,
follow the Instagram.
it's
Follow the Instagram account. That's #1
Yeah.
as of right now.
We've got a TikTok as well.
Yep.
We're just starting to post on that. We've slacked off for quite a while, but now that we have things
Yeah, there's
in our brain, we've got these ideas,
Yeah.
and we've got these little snippets out right now, and they're just some of the stuff we're doing right now, but there'll be a lot more coming.
and come showtime when we have that big that gig, clips from that,
Yeah.
audio from that'll be out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Our Instagram is Silvertone Band.
all one word, no
That's
caps.
the thing. All one
Silver
word.
Tone Band.
Silvertone Band.
Silvertone Band. Okay.
Yeah.
Ocean, what do you want people to do?
Look at the pre-order website.
All right.
Get something. Follow the Instagram as well. Matsakashi_NII. Yeah, for now, and come to the event. Sign up for the event. That's what I want.
Okay. So we're gonna go parent brain. So Linda, something that you want to put out there for Connor's band that you want someone to pick up on, because you see it from a whole different way, someone who's been in business for a long time, and then let us know what you would like for your business as well.
Okay. Well, I think what they need people's eyes on them right now. So there's at Silvertone Band, there's the Will Jackson Quartet, there's the Marauders of Funk, and just show them some love and support, and that'll encourage them to post more. I think that's what we're working on. Like my husband and I both do, visuals. So I do photography, he does video, and so we're going to be feeding them lots of stuff that they can start posting with. And yeah, I mean, I know they have big goals. They want to play in stadiums, so
Okay. There's a parent stadium that's
Stadium.
yeah.
Stadiums.
we're gonna see you there.
Crazy to think about, but you gotta try it.
Yeah.
You gotta have a drive for it.
And Linda, what about for yourself? You've got this incredible, just tell us where your photography is, and then
Yeah, so if you want to visit me on my website, it's just lindamackie.ca, and you'll see lots of beautiful photography. I also do website design, and yeah, I love working with actors and models and business owners and change makers. And I have a podcast as well, but it's on hold for now, but it's going to be, resume probably in the new year. And yeah, lots of stuff on there. So just say hello, just check in and send me a note. And my business is at Linda Mackie Creative. So you can find me on Instagram too.
okay.
Yeah.
And look, everything's going to be in the show notes for those of you that are driving right now listening to us. As a parent, I'm going to say that Ocean's got an investment package out and ready for people that want to become investors. Hey, you just went sideways there. So people that are investing, they're looking to invest. We've got an investment package, and might be an idea for you guys to roll out as well. And look at, for me, you guys know that, I mean, we've been talking creative, so I'm going to send you to theydidittour.ca, and that's a big walk. If you don't have to do the 8 marathons, we got to do the 8 marathons. So if it's the time, and if you can, please go to theydidittour.ca, do a donation. We take those funds and we send them out, and we support people in the music community globally. And, we don't want to get into that, getting me on that soapbox, but what, Spotify pays and everything else. So there's people out there that need, and that's what we want to do, because music is important. So you guys, thank you so much for listening. We just love our followers, and thank you guys so much for coming on the show today and, taking the mission. And we're really looking forward to, coming back and just seeing the progression and getting this out there for all of you, including ourselves. Thanks for being a part of Mission Accepted. If you want to be sitting where Linda and Will and Connor and Ocean is sitting, and you want to talk about your mission, it's not difficult, people. It's deb@debdrummond.com. Super easy. It's my name. So we'll see you again next week. And until then, stay well and stay groovy. Bye for now.
Thanks for having us.